Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy Friday to join me. I really appreciate it. Last vlogs, I did not mention that it is. Well, I mentioned that it was Friday probably many times, but since it is Friday night, you know what I mean? I want all of you guys to be safe out there, and just a friendly reminder, not even a minute into the video, that if you do drink, get a designated driver. In no way, instance, shape, or form is even one drink, permissible as it is when our judgment is at stake in that regard. So, seriously, you guys be safe tonight, all right? It's Friday, it's the middle of the summer. People are hot, so they want to go out, I mean, some of us do. I mean, I'm just chilling, but in fact, one of the reasons I am just chilling, right? And obviously, if I haven't thanked you, I will continue to thank you forevermore. Seriously, we stream 4 times a day, but I appreciate all the new subs and viewers. So, right now, we're going to talk about how this middle aged dude here that looks 50 years old is tackling, being single in a voluntarily, exempted digital life in terms of ladies and gentlemen, they them, you feel me? I'm trying to find a girl, a woman in real life, I know that that is kind of different, I guess, and it's such a middle-aged thing to say. And for the record, never in my life have I felt more sandwiched, in terms of philosophically speaking and just mentally speaking. Do you know how tough it is to be a millennial with boomers and Xers above you, but then alphas and Zs are below, and you're just stuck in this really weird situation where I have met women in real life before, I know that it's a thing, but then I also know that most relationships now in the modern age start online. And then I'm like, okay, but I don't really want to be on a dating app. You feel me? If I'm gonna spend money, I would rather it be IRL with that person, doing stuff instead of paying, unfortunately, I love AI. I love computers. I love the good old algorithms. Seriously, I've said this before, but if it wasn't for the good old, computer and aggregate data, as it would be, and artificial intelligence, the world would simply not be where it is now, and we'll learn about this in history books several decades from now. But trust me when I say that it's better to have these kinds of things around, right? But it's unfortunate when we ask our, aggregated data and we give it, an opportunity to think and stuff. It's just only human beings would utilize such services to, profit off of real human emotions in terms of these websites don't really do anybody any good except take your money, especially if you're a guy. And yeah, I said that, many more guys on dating websites don't ever get any kind of even opportunity from another participant on the website simply because of how the algorithm behaves, and for the fact that most of the women, statistically speaking, as they appear to be on profiles on the dating apps, are in fact bots. You feel me? So I mean, I don't know, I'd rather just talk in front of my camera to myself. It sounds a little bit cheaper and it feels like I'm doing the same thing, kind of, but still, I'm bent, I'm bent on the fact that I'm gonna be single until I meet a girl IRL. And I I mean, I know it it shouldn't sound so crazy, but it does. Going back to being stuck in the middle of these really interesting 4 other generations, right? I'm just trying to get a little elbow room here. I'm just, looking for some space so that I'm not in the middle of all the grumpiest people that have ever been on this planet, about to anger the most privileged generations that we've had. I'm stuck in the middle. So I'm simply just trying to find a partner, but without having to do online dating, because again, I just feel like for me, it doesn't work. And like, I would, all of the things that you can get on a swipe, you can get so much more from in the first 5 seconds of just having a conversation with somebody. And I just don't want to add more steps to get to the ultimate conclusion that I don't like you. Like, I mean, seriously, like, if we're doing the hookup game, trading pictures is fine, right? I mean, seriously. And it's like, okay, objectification galore. If we're going to judge each other on the characteristics of how we are as people by the way we look in photos, that's a different story. One that I would also lose too, because as I've publicly said, and as I'm sure you can see on some of the several hundred thumbnails, I'm not the most photogenic guy. So like, how does that do me any service? Like, I don't think like I'm an ugly dude IRL, you feel me? But like, how am I supposed to sell that with a picture that makes me, look like the guy from Dick Tracy? Well, I mean, you feel me? Like, I mean, I'm more of like a personality kind of a guy anyway, in terms of you're probably gonna like me more for my personality than maybe like what you see on the outside. So I'm just saying, and obviously, like, I meant every word I said in terms of just like, it's it's an interesting time to be alive. Again, I wish I was like old and already partnered up, or old and like had a bunch of friends or something that like I hung out with at soccer games for my kids or something. I don't know. I mean, where do people meet people nowadays? I mean, where does somebody that does nothing, that professes and advocates for nothing, like, where am I supposed to meet somebody? You feel me? Like, I don't know, but I'm looking to meet someone at some point. So I don't know. It's a real interesting time to be single, yo. It's a real interesting time to be middle aged. It's being a millennial right now again is just your time's coming, Alpha and Z. You will soon be where I am, and when that happens, good luck to you, because I don't know who's coming after Alpha, but I mean, they may as well be born in the metaverse, and they may as well be so far removed from even Alpha that, like, we're not quite sure what kind of babies we're gonna get when Alpha does their thing. I mean, Alpha, I thought meant, like, best anyway. I don't know. Us in the naming of generations, you feel me? It's sort of like, who decided what, like, to call us? Yeah. Anyways, I hope that you guys are having a really good night. I know that, I myself am doing my best to stay in a good mood and positive. There's been a lot of honestly bad news in terms of always money, 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 in terms of like, I feel like such a Richard in terms of just like not being able to contribute money to like my household right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's like it's difficult, because I don't want that. As much as I want to do nothing, I better be willing to help and be responsible for the debt that I've accumulated and so forth. And so like, that's just kind of where I am, stuck right in the middle. But like, again, I'm 36. I feel like if I stay stuck here in the middle long enough, and if I get lucky, and if I continue to sort of stay positive, you know what I mean, that the likelihood of success will be far greater than me spending any extra time out there in the world trying to get a job that is ultimately just gonna not be enough. And some of us unfortunately have to stop working so that we can like advocate for the future, and the fact that there aren't going to be any jobs anyway. And I'm taking this to heart because like, there is no alternate reality. Like, this is going to happen, and I'm real concerned about the younger people and my own generation and myself. Like, I'm very concerned, right? Just because even the way things are now, people still have jobs, people still bring out money, you feel me? But like, just way too soon, things are going to change. And I think that when that time comes, we're going to need as many people as possible that are that feel inclined to be the people that sort of provide the policy and the ideas for a platform so there can be real change. Right now, there's a young man being just absolutely thrown under the bus right now by a lot of content creators, you know, in terms of like Mr. Beast or whatever. And I say that because um, even when things like that happen, you still got to push forward. You feel me? Like in terms of your brand, what you're doing, how you're going to respond, all of these things. And so it's an interesting time for sure, but it's nonetheless time to, you know, be in a position of which we can real make change. And I say that because there are people like Mr. Beast who, you know, have publicly said they want to run for president, you know, like this is, I'm not making this up, you know, and a lot of Beast fans and stuff, again, we're growing up right now, you know, in this time. So it's all speculative. I get that at best, but I just feel like going back to putting my time and effort out there IRL when I don't think it's going to be much of an option any longer for the majority of us, you know? So I'm trying real hard, you know, and I'll continue to do that, but I just it's like that, you know. And so yeah, I know that we just spent about 12 minutes talking about this middle-aged guy and how I want to meet a woman not on online dating apps but in real life. This is Vlogs About Nothing, you know, I appreciate it. Like, I'll go out into the world now in my local little community, and I find that people are watching the videos, they're subscribing, you know, they're talking to me about things I say in the videos, which is like cool, shout to them, you know. I have no thinking about anything other than putting this content out. You feel me? I don't care about the money. I don't care about future. Like, I care about nothing other than just proving to myself and my business partner and like anybody like who's ever, you know, not doubted me, but who's ever like believed in me the opposite, you know, that like I can actually do what I set out to do, you know. And just up until this point it's all been miserable failure after miserable failure. And um I just, yeah, no more, you know, no more. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have you as a part of the channel. And again, thank you for joining me. So I hope you guys have a really good night. Stay safe out there. Remember, don't drink and drive. And, you know, if you're not going to do anything, stay home, be safe, and do nothing. You feel me? Go on eBay and look for a tape to buy. I just stocked my eBay store and I sell VHS tapes, you know? But anyways, I hope you guys have a good night. All right, bye.